What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we have in front of you the Transformers the Movie Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee 86 number 13 Cliffjumper, and we'll refer to him as Animated Cliffjumper. And we're going to talk about the toy in a minute. Let's go over the packaging because I know everybody wants to know about the packaging. This is the packaging. It comes in the same Buzzworthy Bumblebee, but this time it actually has the plastic over it. But this is probably too expensive for Hasbro, so of course we have the windowless packaging, and I don't know how I feel about that. Behind there's the instructions. They're yellow. Here on the side you have a nice picture of Bumblebee. Cliffjumper animated. Yeah, I know. I said Bumblebee. And of course on the back you have the renders, 19 steps. You have the inner, insert there, backdrop. And you have on the side where you can kind of see that we're going to get an RC. I don't know where's Mars is there, and I don't know why he's there. But anyway, that's the packaging. Now, let's talk about the figure. It comes with a repainted version of the gun. This thing has been repainted a few times. Some are all black, green, purple. This one is more like a kind of periwinkle steel looking blue. So it kind of mimics that G1 episode of course, More Than Meets the Eye, where him and Hound go out and he pulls the gun out and fires his big cannon and misses a boatload. Voiced by none other than great Casey Kasem. There's no controversy, man. Like, the man worked hard. He was great, okay? And his voice was iconic on radio. His voice was iconic for this character alone. So Cliffjumper now is a nice cherry red, little less paint apps in certain areas than the original Earthrise one. This part is now no longer clear. This could be painted or it could just be part of the plastic. This was always painted plastic on the back. The wheels are the same. The underside is gray because it matches the animation model. And he rolls fairly nice. It's got an Autobot symbol on the chest or on the top of the hood. On top of the roof of the car. And on the hood he has an Autobot symbol here on the, I guess you would say from my vantage point, the right hand side. And of course on this side it's on the left. And so, yep, we're going to show off some comparisons here. And we have the Deluxe drag strip. And we have, for the sake of review, we don't want to show them off yet, we have Legacy Skids. And Legacy Skids, Legacy drag strip, meet Earthrise repainted Cliffjumper. All right. And we'll show off some things, but not all things. Let's get the measurements in hand here. Let's see. This car mode is about 3.5 inches. And from the top, he's about a good almost one and a half. All right, we'll come back to measurements later. Let's clean up the mess. All right. So we're going to compare some more. Now we're going to pull out some mold mates. And here's Bumblebee. And it's unfortunate that we're not going to get Bumblebee like this. And that's because now we know that Walmart owns these Netflix Earthrise molds. For example, Earthrise Soundwave. And this. And also with Volkswagen, again, we know that they're very picky about who has this mold. So unless we're going to get this as Gold Bug, which could be possible yet, we don't know if Target wants to pay for the license to make it in this mold, that Target has to pay, because right now, what Hasbro is saying, it's in Walmart's ball point or whatever. I find that to be egregious for a company that's making toys, especially for iconic characters, but that's another story for another day. And as you can see here, they match up pretty nicely. Of course, because they're the same transformation but different parts. This roof could be a little higher, and he could just be a little shorter and a little narrower as well, but they still fit the build, and I think they did a good job. So we're going to move him out the way. We'll see him again in robot mode. Now we're going to bring in the original Earthrise Cliffjumper, which has been painted somewhat. Some details are slightly different than what it was in the beginning. As you can see here, this was more of a maroon red. And let's compare details. So the details here are, he has black black paint on the front visor, underneath the silver, and then he also has painted headlights. He doesn't have that front black on the bumper. He's red, but he still has painted lights here. The windows are clear. This is painted plastic. From the side, they're identical wheels and everything. But the underside, of course, because he was mostly black, it's black underneath, he's gray. And from the back, they painted the bumper and exhaust. Here they painted what should be headlights in the back, but nothing else is painted. And again, from the top, the Autobot symbol is here in a place that would never be seen again when you transform it. Where on this, you have an Autobot symbol here, which will be on the foot, and then the Autobot symbol, which will be on the top of the roof of the car, which will be the chest. Now, we're going to get into the robot mode, and now there's a bonus we have from the JRC third-party parts, additional parts, that we're going to show off when we get to robot mode. Robot mode is going to be done off camera because we've already seen this a million times. Then we're going to do some comparisons, and we're just going to do a final thoughts. We'll be back in 2-2. And now we're back, and we have none other than the Bumblebee Buzzworthy Bumblebee 86 Cliffjumper in his robot mode. And he is holding a gun, as you can see here. And you can do this in different configurations. You can take the gun apart, you can break it down. If you take it apart, you can make him have like 2 guns. You know, easier to manage. And this part comes off as well. And you can turn it around, and you can make it into some kind of like, you know, you could put stuff in it and it opens up. You can see here. You know, like I say, I really don't understand. I mean, I get the gun, I get it, but I just never really understand. I prefer him having the glass gun, but that's just me. And of course, the G1 never came with a gun, so you know, I'd be happy if we did. So I'm not really upset by that. It's one of those accessories where it's like, yeah, I don't really care. I'd rather, you know, he couldn't even shoot Megatron with his big giant gun, and he just completely missed. So, but yeah, the articulation is the same. Arm does 360. He has waist swivel. He has feet swivel. His head doesn't look too much up and down. This part can come off and form a battle shield if you want, but it just looks weird, you know, so I kind of just keep it on. Now it comes to the third party little accessory here, and I got 2 of them. Another from JRC. It's a little spoiler part that you can make it look like his chest has a spoiler. Just to get my camera to focus here, you can see it there, and it has these 2 grooves that fit right here. Now, to JRC, it works perfectly with the Earthrise version. And I don't know, it's not, and I don't think it's your fault. I'm not blaming you, JRC, it's not what I'm doing. I'm saying that they must have had some type of slightly different molding because this is just one piece of plastic. And I think that's what it is, and I don't know. But I kind of shaved it down a little bit, and then it fit. And you stick it on there, and now he looks like he has the, you know, the spoiler on his chest, and it does make him look a heck of a lot better. Now, does the plastic match? Not really, and that's just because this was probably made with the intention of working with, I believe, with the Earthrise version. And we're gonna do some comparisons here. Just one moment. And let's pull out some robots. So we're gonna go through this quickly. I mean, he has all the modern articulation, and of course, here he is with Jazz. You know, the whole Jazz, the moon base too. You know, and they're there, and there's Bumblebee. And with that lip, it does make him look like Cliffjumper. The only thing is that's wrong, and I'm gonna tell y'all this again. For you wannabe G1 heads, he's taller. They're not the same height. He's a little taller than Bumblebee, and he should be. But again, you know, you'll have to argue with the naysayers. And, you know, that's pretty much the size of it. He's supposed to be a mini bot, and he's supposed to be small, but Bumblebee is the smallest, which means he was the smallest. But again, that's neither here nor there. And we're going to move them out of the way. And before we do any final comparisons, we're going to get the height here. And the height of him is approximately right under 4 inches. Okay. And of course, we're going to compare him with the other Earthrise Cliffjumper. And Earthrise Cliffjumper is, like I said, that more darker, robust red. So what happened with him, I was just going for a different look. If you ever read the comics for Shattered Glass, our Cliffjumper, or a Cliffjumper from the correct universe, he falls and gets stuck in their universe, and he has like an adventure. And I just wanted him to look like, you know, he'd been through the ringer, and that's it. But as you can see here, Overall, this is the better Cliffjumper just because of the paint. But he's like Hot Rod. If you remember that Hot Rod that came in the 2-pack, where he is cheaper than this one because this one is actually clear. This one is not. As you know, they probably painted over the roof here, so who's to say? But I do like both of them. I always did like Cliffjumper, always, of the mini bots, because he was that tough guy. Always going off the cuff. Got that gruff voice by none other than the great Casey Kasem. But other than that, yeah, I dig it. And like I said, this weapon, you can do various things with it, and it is your choice. I'm not gonna go through all that. I mean, it's already been established what it can do. But as you can see here, it's got everything you can do with articulation. I mean, it's almost like a mini masterpiece, and I give them credit. This is some of the best engineered toys around, and I just want to say I like both of them. I just like this one better because he looks more G1. If you want to take the weapons off and see what I'm talking about, this is very G1, and I like that. I just like that. I just think, for myself, it was so much of a drastic change enough for me where I wanted to buy it. Like, I didn't want to go, oh, I don't need it. I needed it. You're not going to be able to duplicate this without being very good with painting. And to be honest with you, if you are, you can go for that look. If you're not, you're going to have to hunt this down. Or if you have this, you can be happy with this. Now, this review style ending conclusion is going to be a little different because we're going to show both figures together. If you have this one, should you get this one? This is going to be hard to duplicate, or maybe not, but it could be. And with that being said, if you want that pure look for G1, it's the one to go with. If you don't care and you got this one and you're fine with it, then this is the one to get. And you probably want to get like a little Autobot symbol, something on the chest or something here, to go there. But other than that, I just like this one, but I like both of them at the same time. And if you had the Centurion weapons pack, you got the glass gun and you can give it to him. You have options when you get them. And of course, with the JRC third-party upgrade, you can get that iconic chest look, and I just dig it. I may have to paint this a little bit to match this, but other than that, like I said, they both fit just fine, and I like it. So overall, I'm gonna give this toy this is one of the toys that I give a 10 to, and I don't normally give a number to it, but I'll give a 10 to it because what it does, engineering, all that. And I hope you can get this one without having to go through an arm and a leg. People are scalping these from Target, trying to get it from Hasbro Toy Shop. You got to pay $50 to be a member. And to be quite frank, there's not enough within that $50 for me to pay $50 a year just to get this toy and to get first dibs. I think it's very, very, very just, excuse my language, shitty of a company, Hasbro. I'm so glad I'm getting out of Transform. But other than that, and Power Rangers, because you guys got the license. I think you guys are just as trash with that too. But other than that, I will give you credit for where credit is due. You did a good job with the mini bots, especially Cliffjumper and the Bumblebee mold. It's fantastic. You should get him. Try to find him. Try to find him. And because I didn't really feel like pulling out the backdrop. I believe it's the same backdrop that comes with. I think it came with Jazz. But I know you guys want to see it. I don't really care for it. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm going to do with a backdrop, but here you go. It's the backdrop. Yay. So I can get something. There you go. All right. I'm concluding the video. Pick them up. It's Super Robot Ad. Thank you for watching my videos. Got some news coming down the pipe. Got some more reviews coming when I get some stuff that I like. Until then, I'm going to probably be a little quiet, just reporting the news. I'm just busy right now. Work, Gundam, and other toys that I got to practice transforming before I review. All right, until then, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.